Really started as an accident. Hey everyone, this is Tina with Content Creators Club, and I help creators like you automate their content, traffic, and income. But before we get started with the video, make sure you grab the free welcome template so you know exactly what to say when a person joins and subscribes to your email list. You're welcome. First things first is that we're going to set the agenda here. I really want to walk you through my pre-sale strategy and really give you context on how I turned an accident into a profitable strategy that works day in and day out in my business. The second thing that we're going to talk about is how you're able to validate ideas quickly in your business so that it can convert to sales. Therefore, you get paid to create a digital product before you actually even create it. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about is what are the next steps after you validate your product idea. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So I want to give you the backstory on why this was an accident. So when I originally was thinking of creating a digital product a couple months ago, I was thinking to myself, how am I going to be able to sell this product and make sure that buyers actually want to buy the idea? And that's where the pre-sale strategy comes in the sense that I only want to create products that people buy. The downfall that I see with a lot of creators is that they don't test the idea, and what ends up happening is that they create a ton of products. They spend their time, money, energy creating the product, but then when they go ahead and release it, they actually don't have any buyers. So I didn't want that same scenario to happen to me. But there's another layer to this where I am hella lazy and I wanted to figure out how to pre-sell this idea with doing as minimal work as possible. So in order to move forward with this pre-sale idea, I realized I needed 2 steps in order to make this idea a reality. The first step that I need to figure out is to figure out a way how to get large amounts of traffic to my pre-sale with as little work as possible. The second step that I needed to figure out was how to be able to let my buyers know all the details about this pre-sale. I'm talking about when are they going to know when this pre-sale is over? When are they going to find out when they can get access to the product? All those things. Now we're going to go ahead and get into those 2 steps. As I mentioned, the first step that I needed to figure out was how to get large amounts of traffic to my pre-sale idea. Now, the one thing that I would say is that when it comes to all the traffic channels, you have paid ads, you have social media, all those things do work. But I would say in my experience, the thing that works better than all those channels is actually through collaborations. And the best traffic strategy that I know that yields tons of traffic to my products is actually through a strategy called bundles. Now, I have a whole separate video talking about bundles that I recommend you check out, but in a nutshell, the way that bundles work is that you have a host. You have a host who actually creates a bundle, who decides, hey, I want to create a bundle. That host's job is to get contributors to contribute free products to the bundle to increase the bundle value size. Now, when you get contributors, basically the goal of a contributor is to submit a free product so that they can grow their email list. But on top of that is the requirement of the contributor to actually promote the bundle in order to participate. What ends up happening is that you get tons of traffic that gets driven to this bundle, and then you get tons of different audiences that want to sign up for the bundle who end up actually signing up for your specific product that you contributed for free. Now, the strategy that I'm trying to figure out in order to leverage traffic is I want to leverage that bundled traffic to test out and validate my pre-sale idea. Now, the simplest way that I was able to figure out how to do this without creating a fancy sales page, doing a massive launch, and doing all the yada yada things in order to pre-sell a course is actually a cheeky strategy called an order bump. So the way that order bumps work is it's exactly just that, right? You have a checkout page where in this case, since we're using bundles, I'm giving out a free product within my checkout page. And then you'll see on the bottom a little bump where a person can actually check a box and add to their order. That is what an order bump is. And what that order bump actually is actually my pre-sale idea. It's my pre-sale strategy. So whenever I'm testing out ideas, I take advantage of the traffic that I'm getting from bundles and I just create a new order bump with my idea. And the tool that I recommend to do this to actually create these order bumps is actually ThriveCart. It's a great checkout builder, funnel builder, all those things in one, and it can also host your course, but that could be another topic. Now, the second piece that I really want to talk about is how to make it easy for my buyers to know everything about this pre-sale. Now, we already talked about the language that goes into a pre-sale, but I really want to highlight two things that are kind of in some ways a requirement of this pre-sale strategy. The first thing is that you need to let everybody know that there's a minimum sales threshold. And what I mean by this is that if you don't reach a certain number of sales that people actually buy this pre-sale, you won't create the course. Now, you don't necessarily need to publicly state what your minimum sales threshold is, but it's your commitment to yourself that you actually have a goal. So for example, when I created your first $100 as an affiliate marketer, when that was actually an idea in its infancy, I had a goal of, pre-selling 10 students. And if 10 students decided to buy this pre-sale without me actually creating this course yet, then that was a signal that actually people wanted to, there was demand for this product. So 10 students was my goal, but I would recommend for you to figure out what your sales threshold is. It might be different for everyone. 10 students was good enough for me. For you, it might be 100 students. But the whole idea behind creating a goal is that you want to make sure that there is money in the idea and that it's worth your time and energy to move forward on the ideas. Now, in addition to setting that threshold internally, within the language of the order bump, I actually let people know that it's 100% a pre-sale. I'm not hiding behind that I'm pre-selling this idea. I actually explicitly state in the order bump language that this is a pre-sale. If I do not hit my minimum sales threshold, I will not create the course. And I also make sure to have the language throughout the entire funnel when they are deciding to purchase this pre-sale that I have not created the product yet, because you don't want a scenario where people purchase it and then they're looking in their course page and they're like, where the hell is the course? That's not the scenario you want to create. So I always let people know up front that I have not created the course yet. This is a pre-sale and I'm waiting to see if buyers are actually going to purchase this course. Now, the third piece that when it comes to this order bump language is that you want to create a deadline. Now, you don't necessarily need to have the deadline publicly. What I actually say in my order bump is that there is a deadline for all individuals who actually purchase their pre-sale. They'll know more information in their course area about the details of the deadline. And so what ends up happening is whenever a person purchases that order bump or their pre-sale, they actually get taken to their course page where I'm going to upload all the course details when it's actually validated and everything. And in their course area, they're going to see all the information about the details, when my deadline is. And usually when I think about deadlines, I always like to give a pre-sale testing phase about 1 to 2 months, meaning that I have 2 months to validate to see if people actually buy the product that I'm selling. If people don't buy it within the 2 months and I don't hit my goal, then unfortunately I'm not creating the course. And this is kind of why I really think about the kind of fourth requirement is that you want to include in that language of the details their out option. One, you can get an exchange for another product that is equal or more value. So say, for example, they purchased the pre-sale for $97. If I have another course that is $97 or even $100, then it's at my discretion to give them that exchange. The second thing is to give them a complete refund. If they just don't want the exchange, then they can get a refund. Now, the third option is to also give them credit for your business. So say, for example, they don't want the exchange, I will give them credit to my business in the future, where if they want to purchase any other products, any future products, then they have a credit to actually, go on to buy other products in the future. So the cheeky pre-sale strategy is actually the order bump strategy. And when it comes to testing and validating your ideas, you're definitely going to use bundles. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is what do you do after you actually validate your products? So let's talk about what happens after you validate your course. It's the deadline. You've seen that you hit your minimum sales threshold. What do you do next? Well, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to actually email all your course students that purchased the pre-sale, and you're going to let them know that the pre-sale went through. And so when it comes to the details that you're going to let them know, you're going to really let them know 1 to 3 things. The first thing, you're going to let them know that you hit your sales goal. ta-da, congratulations. The second thing that you're going to let them know is you're going to give them an opportunity to collaborate with you on that course. And what that means is you're going to ask them, like, what do you want included in this course? What are the things that are going to be helpful? What are questions that they have when it comes to these topics? And you can actually pull market research and more information so that you're really able to create a course that is designed for the ideal client of that student, right? So the third thing that you're going to really think about is expectations of next steps. So as you're building out this course, I would give you at least like a month to build a course, especially if you want to create a meaningful course. It takes about a month to outline a script, actually film and put everything together. So what I usually do is I give them a deadline and say, hey, you can expect to access all the course information by this deadline, and here's everything that you should know. So really what that does is sets the stage where they're able to collaborate with you on the idea. They know that this pre-sale was successful and they know when they can get their course material. So what you're going to be doing for the next month is you're going to actually be building the course. Now there's kind of two things that I like to do when I'm actually taking that month. I actually like to build the course on the back end, but I actually really like to use the deadline of me actually, releasing all the course information as a mini launch deadline. Now, this is not a massive launch. I really just use email to sell my courses and all those things. But when I say a mini launch deadline, what I mean by that is for all the individuals who didn't buy the course, I will give them an opportunity to purchase my course by X date. And that's usually the release date of the course materials. And so if I have 4 weeks within a month for me to create this course, and let's just say the pre-sale was a super discounted pre-sale from the actual price. So we'll give an example where my final course price was going to be $97, but I pre-sold it for $37. What I would do is I would do stair-step pricing. So every week, I have 4 weeks until it actually reaches the final $97 range. What I would do is I would actually pre-schedule emails to go out every single week and say, hey, I'm building this course out. I just want to let you know the price for this week of this course is $37. By this date, it's actually going to do a price hike so that we can get to our normal pricing. And what that does is it drives a sense of urgency, where if there were any individuals who were on the back burner who wanted to purchase this course but they didn't, now they have the incentive to actually move forward because they're going to be able to get the discounted pricing while it's still available. And it actually works really great because you're able to actually test pricing and to see, like, when do I actually get the most amount of sales? Do I get it at $87? Do I get it at $37? You'd be surprised. Some people actually bought a lot of my courses, at the $97 mark or maybe at the $55 mark, things like that. So every week I would kind of stair step the pricing anywhere from like 10 to 20% so that you can get up to your final course price, whatever that might be. So to recap everything, when it comes to actually validating your idea, creating a pre-sale and being able to get paid without actually creating a digital product, you want to take advantage of bundle strategy. You want to be able to leverage that traffic and drive it to your order bumps so that you can pre-sell your order bumps, let them know all the details about what the pre-sale is. Once when you hit your minimum sales threshold, you definitely want to give them all the details. Give your audience, your buyers, all the details of everything that they need to know. I would say give yourself a month in advance in order for you to prepare and actually build the product. And then you're going to use that month as a way for you to not only, further sell your digital courses as you do weekly price hikes, but you're going to also use that time for you to actually build the product in play. So that is my pre-sale strategy in order for you to validate your products and basically be able to get paid to create a digital product before you actually do so. So if you like this video, I definitely recommend for you to grab the freebie in the description, grab our welcome email template. It's going to help you be able to know exactly what to say when new subscribers join your list. But also feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.